Hey everybody, I'm here with Cole Brauer, who just crushed the global solo challenge. Everybody loves her. She motivated the world, and I got a lot of people into sailing that were not into sailing before, and I'm going to ask her a few questions here. Okay, Cole, thank you so much for doing this.
No worries.
I coach high school, and everyone truly followed you every single day. Loved watching you race around the world. I'm so excited that you're willing to chat with us, but I just wanted to ask you, any advice for young sailors that want to make it in the sailing world?
I think my number one thing is that, like, if your parents are rigging your boat, you're doing it wrong. You should definitely be showing up early, leaving late. Like, figure out how to rig, how to deal with sail shape, pretty much anything in the industry. Just ask questions and be curious about everything. If you constantly are just going out there and you don't know what's going on with your boat, how are you going to be able to actually like maneuver and compete against people who are, and young adults that are?
I remember when we sailed the J70 Worlds together. I was really impressed with you. You hopped on the boat, started splicing, fixing things. I remember you fixed the engine. I thought, wow, she is amazing. So what got you into sailing around the world? What motivated you to do that?
I think it goes back to that I always wanted to do it, but I just couldn't find the right team to do it with. So I just decided that I was going to have to figure out how to do it alone. And there was a very clear moment about a year before the funding had come through that I realized that if I was ever going to make it, I was just going to have to keep pushing and keep working and do it alone. And if you rely on everyone else to help you get to someplace, you won't ever make your dreams come true.
Gotcha. So you had to make it happen.
You just got to make it happen. Yeah.
And this might be a dumb question, but I couldn't even put an Etzel's main up by myself. So how do you sail a big boat around the world by yourself? It trips me out.
Well, that goes back to my first answer about that I would show up early and leave late. So I knew the boat really well. I had been working on the boat for like 5 years. And so I knew how the boat worked before I got on it. And the boat was designed for someone who was 6'5" and 300 pounds. And so I re-rigged the entire boat to be for me, who's 5'2" and 100 pounds. And so it took a lot of work, and I talked to a lot of professionals and a lot of women that were already in the industry. I started asking them what they were doing, and sometimes they were just grunting through it, and I was like, this is just dumb. There's got to be a better, easier way. And a lot of the boats are designed by men for men. And I just woke up one day and was like, you have to change the boat. You have to make the field a level playing field for yourself. You can't just assume that someone else is going to do it for you.
Right. Good call.
Yeah.
Do you have any takeaways from the race? Anything you learned, like boat speed wise, or just how to manage your time, or anything that we could learn from?
Yeah, I learned how to be super present, and that's like what I'm actually saving for my real life also, and with my job, is just trying to be as present. And I think when I was always running and tripping over myself trying to make everything happen. And sometimes it was okay just to be like, I don't know everything, and it's okay that I don't know everything. And I can just focus on the things that I do know and just slowly move step by step by step. And offshore racing is just, okay, something goes wrong, don't panic, start at step 1 and then go all the way down to your step 10s. And every time you do that, you don't skip any steps, and you do it right. And that was probably my biggest takeaway, was just being very present and very focused, and just knowing that, okay, things are going to break and things are going to go wrong, and there's no point in yelling at the only crew on board, which is yourself.
Do you talk to yourself when you're on the boat?
All day.
All day.
All day.
Are you nice to yourself?
I am incredibly kind.
That's great.
Probably too much so.
Yeah. Were you ever scared?
No.
No, great.
No, because preparation kind of defeats fear. So the more prepared you are for everything, and the more safe and just controlled and just controlling the situation, when something really goes wrong, there's no fear, because you're like, okay, well, this happened, let's go back to our steps, and you just keep going back to your steps. The same way when you're tacking a boat. If you tack a boat, if you miss a step, you're gonna fall.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Excellent. Finally, any advice for young women that want to make it in the sailing world like you have? I mean, I see you on all these pro sailing boats, Etzel's J70s, and now you've sailed around the world, become the most famous sailor in the world. I mean, you truly have made it. Any advice?
I think that it's be pushy but be patient. So I am incredibly pushy, but in a very, very nice way. So I'm always pushing to like, what can I do better, and how can I move forward, and how can I get paid more? And I'm very pushy about it, but I'm always kind first. And so people don't think that I'm a horrible human being, and people want to keep me on their programs because I still treat everyone quite kind. But when it comes to a race course, I'm still competitive and I'll still push really hard. But I know when to let off that gas pedal. And if you know how to let off that gas pedal, you'll get hired easily.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, you've inspired so many, and we're all very proud of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Woo!